Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class, elementary grade. Our textbook is Weekend 3, and today, inshallah, we will cover Unit 9, My School is Cool, Reading and Writing on page 70. This lesson will be presented by me, teacher Mazen Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Fawaz Al-Agil. So let's begin. Quick revision on our last lesson. In our last lesson, we had listened to an interesting chant that is called which plus present and past tense, where we learned in this chant that when we use the question that starts with which, we can then use either the present tense verbs like do and also the past tense. And not only this, but also all of these questions talks about what our school subjects that we like this year and also what are the school subjects that we like last year. So let's listen to the first one or the first question and then we can practice more. Number 1. Which subject do you like most this year? Which subject do you like most this year? The answer is, this year I like math. This year I like math. So when you have this question, which subject do you like most this year? If we are talking about this year, then we should use the present. And you can see the present verbs in do, and also the present verb with the answer with like. And you can talk about any subject you like. For example, this year I like history, or this year I like English. What is important here, if you're talking about this year, then you need to use the present tense. The second question is in the past tense. The second question says, which subject did you like most last year? Which subject did you like most last year? The answer is, last year I liked PE. Last year I liked PE. So here, when you talk about your favorite subject last year, then here you need to use the verbs in the past. As we can see here we use did in the question, and also here in the answer we use liked. We used liked. So it's very important. When you talk about your favorite subject last year, then you need to use the past tense. Now, this is about your favorite subjects this year and also last year. Now, let us move on to the third question. The third question says, which grade are you in this year? Which grade are you in this year? And the answer is, this year I am in the 6th grade. This year I am in the 6th grade. So again, if we're talking about what grade are we this year, then here we need to use the verb in the present tense. For example, are in a question. And also in an answer, then we would use am. I am in the 6th grade. As if we're talking about which grade we were in the last year, the question will be, which grade were you in last year? Which grade were you in last year? So the answer will be, last year I was in the 5th grade. Last year I was in the 5th grade. So if we're talking about the grade we were in last year, then here we need to use the verb in the past, as in this question when we use where, and also to use with the answer the verb was. I was in the 5th grade. So we learn how to talk about our favorite subject this year and last year, and also we learn how to talk about which grade are we in this year and last year. Now let's see the third question, which is about the city. Which city do you live in? Which city do you live in? And the answer is, I live in Najran. I live in Najran. So here, when we talk about a city that we currently live in, here we need to use the present tense of this verb, which is live and do. And if we want to talk about the present in the answer, we would say, I live in Najran. So this is about where do we live this year. Now, let's read the final question, which is number 6. Which city did you and your parents go to last year? Which city did you and your parents go to last year? The answer is, last year we went to Riyadh. So here, if we want to talk about the place we live in this year and also last year, here we need to use such questions. But about last year, here we need to use did, and also with the answer, we need to use the verb went. So here we have a list of all the verbs that we use. We learn, when we use these verbs, we learn how to answer or talk about our favorite school subject this year and last year. And also we talked about which city we live in this year and also last year. And also we talk about the grade we are in this year and last year. And also we talk about what we like and don't like this year and last year. So it's very important that you practice these questions with a partner and to get real answers. And what is more importantly, which is to listen and practice all of these verbs. So let's read these verbs that we use in the present and also in the past tense. So here in the first one, we use the verb do in the present and did in the past. And also we used are in the present and were in the past. Also, we used like in the present tense and liked in the past tense. Also, we use go in the present tense and went in the past tense. So we used all of these verbs when we use the chant which plus. And after this, we did play the subject race. And we said that how we play this race is, imagine that you and your partner, whether your classmates or your family members, gather around and have a table similar to this, where you write in this table all the school subjects you like for example, language, social studies, PE, science, art, math, English, and history. So after this, you will listen to someone talk about his favorite subject. And what you need to do here is only to circle the subject that he or she did say. So now let's listen to 2 more sentences and see how we can play this race. So the first sentence is, I like English. I like English. So here the subject we listen to is English. So here we can go and circle the subject English. Now let's listen to the second sentence, which is, last year my favorite subject was math. Last year my favorite subject was math. So here the second subject we listen to is math. So here we need to go to math and also to circle it, to circle the subject math. And to make this race even more interesting is that we can have an empty table like this. And not only that we're going to circle here, but also we need to write down the subject. For example, if we listen a sentence like, I like English, then here we need to write English here in this table. And we can write as much as of 9 school subjects here. So now, let us move on to get to know our objectives in today's lesson. In today's lesson, we hope that at the end of it, you will be able to rewrite the verbs in the present tense and also to read and chant Rana had a little lamb in present. So today we're going to learn how to rewrite verbs in the present tense and also to chant Rana had a little lamb. So I would like you please to open your books on page 70. I would like you please to open your books on page 70. On page 70, what we're going to do is that we're going to listen and read and also chant. So here we have a chant that is called Rana had a little lamb. And what we need to do, we're going to listen first, we're going to read it with the teacher, and also we're going to chant it. So let's try to listen and read the first part, and then we can chant it together. Rana had a little lamb. Rana had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. Everywhere that Rana went, the lamb was sure to go. Now, let's read it again, and this time I'm going to point and I would like you to follow with me. Rana had a little lamb. Rana had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. Everywhere that Rana went, the lamb was sure to go. So here this chant is talking about the color of this lamb and also how this lamb follow Rana wherever she go. Now let's listen to the second part of this chant. It followed her to school one day, which was against the rules. It followed her to school one day, which was against the rules. So here in the second part, it talks about how this lamb followed Rana even to her school, which is against the rules. Now let's listen to the third part. It made the children laugh and play to see a lamb at school. It made the children laugh and play to see a lamb at school. So here is also at the end, when this lamb went to school with Rana, children did laugh and did play. So what are the verbs that we use here in this chant? We have listed all of these 7 verbs. And we said that it is important that we can rewrite this chant again, but not with the past tense, but also with the present tense. This will help us to have a new chant. So, for example, when we said Rana had, in the past, we can say Rana has. And when we say the verb was, we can say is. And when we say that it followed her when she went, everywhere she went, we can say everywhere she goes. And also, when we say it followed her, we can say it follows her. And when we say it made the children laugh, we can say it makes the child laugh. So here, we do have different verbs we used in the past in this chant. To make it more interesting, let's try to rewrite it and put it in the present tense. In this way, you will see that you had a new chant. So, at the end, it's very important that you can read Rana had a little lamb chant and also to rewrite it in the present tense and also to present it with pictures. So now we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.